Hello everybody and welcome to the second update video for Nuclear Power. The mod is now called Nuclear Power, just so people are aware. Not even joking, less than 4 hours after I posted the release on the mod, someone informed me that Nuclear Craft was already a mod. Quite a well-known mod at that. So I went and changed the name, so we're now called Nuclear Power. This is the second release that I'm going to be doing. As you can see, it's a little bit early. I said 2nd of April, we're now 31st of March, so we're 2 days early. But that's because I'm now actually, I'm pretty confident, excuse me, that the fusion reactor is done. At least I'm happy to the point that we're at the moment. There might be a couple of graphical issues or whatever, but I'm happy what we've got at the moment. So I'm just going to come in the world and I'm going to show you what we got. So as you can see, here's the change log for this release. I will show you all of that right now. So the first one, it said, was a Nuclear Power creative tab, which is here at the moment. Now ignore the fact that quite a lot, a couple of these have the wrong names. I will fix them before I release this mod to you guys, so don't worry, all of these will have proper names when they're released. But yeah, you might have seen a couple of new items. You might have seen this. If you can read that, it actually says corroded machine block, and there's this steam bucket. So I wonder what these could be for. Well, as you can see, this is the new fusion reactor. It's a little bit more complex than it was before. Well, not overly complex. We've just gone ahead and added the plates. But the plates now are functioning. So are the pressure regulators, and everything now works nicely. So going to clear this up, and I'm going to come and jump into our fusion reactor controller. So this is the first change. It's the GUI update. Boom. Now obviously this power here, this power bar is being overlapped by quite a lot of things, so I need to fix that. But yeah, you can now see that this looks a bit better for a reactor. So there are a couple of textures on here. The first is the green that you already know. These fusion coils, so they now, when you hover over all of these blocks, they tell you what they are. Makes it a bit nicer for you to know what you're putting down. So yeah, these first ones are fusion coils. So if I go directly in front of me and break this one up here, once I get through the plates, there we go. You can now see all three of these have been taken out because they now no longer exist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, I'm going to middle click. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the coil. As you can see, the coil is now down. But as you can also see, there's a damage value on this. I'm going to get more onto that in a sec. So I'll just put them back and leave them like that. So now we have all this back again. Now these pressure regulators are currently green with 0 out of 8,000 millibuckets in them. Similarly, the thermoregulators are red. That's because you need to put water in the thermoregulators. So if I go grab some water and I go to the front left thermoregulator, there we go. If I come down here now, you can see this is now green. The thermoregulator is now green because it's full. I think it needs half contents, to be green. Yeah, it is, but the text is still red, but the block itself is green. Okay, so yes, and then the pressure regulators, they're green until they get to full, and then they go red, and I'll show you that in a minute. So as you could probably guess, this light creamy yellow colour is all the plates. Now you don't actually have to have these plates down. This, the reactor will work absolutely fine without, like, the plates. But there is a reason they're there, and oops, you may have just seen it. Look at the coil. That's right, the third, or maybe fourth, the fourth point is added coil corrosion. Now basically what this means is that the coils are a bit delicate to the air. So if I go ahead and I put one down with the top and bottom don't matter because obviously the fuel provider and the coolant suppliers are there. It's the sides, the four sides like north, east, west, and south. I don't know why I did it in that order. Anyway, those 4 sides are the ones that play the difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, and 4. So if we go ahead and we put a coil down with none, you can see the damage increasing in the Whaler tooltip there, and as you can see, there's now a damage on this block. As you can see, it's getting higher, and it's doing it pretty quick, so it's getting more and more damaged. If we go over here and we put it next to this coil, you can see it is getting damaged, but not at the same rate. It is a little bit slower on some of the steps. Similarly, if we have 2 coils, it takes even longer to damage. And so on and so forth for 3 and 4. So 4, it doesn't get damaged at all. If you have 4 plates or coils, so you can have coils like that, and that will also work, but this one will get damaged. So you then need plates around this one to stop this one getting. So you get the point. This one is not damaged. If we go here, this one's on 4 damage. This one's on 13. And then these 2, and that one there now, have you noticed that the blue from the coil is no longer there? So these blue textures are no longer there. If I just watch this one, if I just break this. If we just watch this, you can see the damage is increasing. The blue is there, now the blue's not there. Look at the name. This is no longer a coil. This is now a corroded machine block. So what this means in terms of your reactor is if we go into the reactor over here, we break out these coils. Yeah, we'll just let these 2 go. If we do this, now have in mind, when these become corroded blocks, these will start taking damage. So if I just break this, once this becomes a corroded, this will start taking damage. So you need to fix these issues pretty quickly. But if we go have a pop over here now, you can see that in front, they're no longer fusion coils. That whole section's now been taken out. So you need to come along quite quickly to repair the damage made. Otherwise, you're going to have quite a lot of issues with the coils as they begin to corrode. So there we go. So that is the coil corrosion. And the final thing which I haven't mentioned is this use for the pressure regulator. Remember that steam I was telling you about? Well, that's where this comes into play. So I'm just going to grab myself a bucket. And if we just check the system, it looks, currently it's inactive, that's what this means, but it looks like we can turn this on. We can't turn this on if it's not active. So say for example there's a coil missing from in there. We just put a plate down. So you can see that it's not the right thing over here. But if we turn it on, it still doesn't work. If we check the pressure regulators, nothing is happening inside them because the reactor is not actually active because you've got the wrong block in there. So we'll put the plate, the coil, and the plate. Okay, it's now done. So if we hit this lever, we now go check the pressure regulators. As you can see, they are now filling up. What they are filling up with is steam. So if we go check over here and we look in the pressure regulator, here we go. We can now see that this is filling up with steam at a pretty slow rate. It's 1 millibucket per tick. So you've got 1,000 ticks before it's even put 1 bucket in there, which is 50 seconds. So they're very slow at filling with steam. They do fill regardless of whether anything's being powered though. I might get around to changing that so that the steam produced is dependent on heat. But currently once the reactor is on, it will start filling with steam. So they're all doing this. If we just hover over all of them, they're all filling up with steam like so. There we go, they're now over 1,000. So I can now go to one of these and I can, where are they? Here they are. Click. Oh! Oh, I'm in creative mode. I think that's the issue. I hope that's the issue. There we go. Oh my god, that... No. No. Okay, that's a slight glitch. Currently you can place this in the world. This will probably be changed as well, but I just need to empty this out because good god we do not want that filling up. Okay, so I've just made a mess of the landscape. Amazing. There was a reason that I was panicking there. You probably guessed it. Oh, I've got to wade through the steam. Yeah, this is going to be changed. This will probably be the next update, will be the fluid mechanics on the steam. Okay, that's no longer filling. Did something break? Oh, okay. Well, it already happened, what I was going to show you. It happened and I didn't even realize it. So as you can see, now these are exposed to the air. These are now decaying, or they're corroding. But I'll just show you what happens, basically. It happened behind my back, I didn't realize. Wow, what's meant to happen? Oh, because it's inactive. So you can turn it off and you can pump the steam out. I don't even know what's happening in my own mod. That's brilliant, isn't it? Okay, right. So what we need to do is we need to fix all these, and we need to put some plates around them so they don't decay. We need to come down. Oh my! This did quite a lot of damage. I'm quite surprised at that, actually. Come on, gimme this. Nope, gimme. You know what? Whatever. Let's just scrap them. Okay, so we now need to fix all of these. Okie dokie. That's them. I can't see. Okay, so the decay on the blocks is at least stopped. So let's hop on top. I should really turn this off until I've constructed this. So what's missing? We're missing 2 pressure regulators. Okay, that's not too bad. So we need a pressure regulator there, and we need a pressure regulator there. So is that now built? Yes, okay. So now this block over here is full of steam. So if I hit the lever, there we go. This one over here was full apparently as well. Okay. So yeah, they cause explosions, as you can see, and then those explosions then reveal these to the world, and they decay. So the reactor, I say I'm showing you this because it's stable for release, but the reactor is a highly unstable block. There are numerous ways for this block to break down. So you really, if you're going to build a reactor, a fusion reactor, you really need to keep on top of it. Because as you can see, the damage can be quite devastating. I'm just going to hop into a non-flat world and build this reactor somewhere where you might consider building it, and we'll see the sort of damage that gets done. And I will be right back. Hi guys, so welcome back. I'm sort of constructing this on a plains biome that I found. As you can see, it's a little bit trickier to build this than it used to be, purely to stop the decay on the corrosion on the blocks. So you sort of need to put well, it's up to you how you build it, but this is the way I found to be quite efficient. I apologise for any lag on the video. I'm playing this from inside my Eclipse workspace because I haven't actually exported this out as a file yet. So it's trying to run the Java that is Eclipse and the Java that is Minecraft. Did I put that in the right place? Yeah. And record it all. So it's taking its toll a little bit. But as you can see, we're sort of building this thing up, so it looks quite cool. You can like literally check that every time, and you can see how the progress you're making on this. 2, 3. So yeah, I'm just running around and I'm basically placing the coils and then surrounding the coils in the plates. Oop, like that. I found this is probably the quickest way to do this. If you find a quicker way, feel free. But if you're looking for a relatively quick way to build this, this is probably the way I recommend doing it. As long as you have creative mode and you can fly around. I mean, you could probably do this in survival as well, but it might be a little bit slow. As you can see, there are pigs here, and if they don't get out of here, they're gonna get probably quite badly blown up or suffocated in a block because I push them underground. That works too. I don't know if they're now able to escape. I might have just trapped them. They may have just become... Oh, never mind. What is that pig doing? He's a little bit glitchy. Okay. We're almost there, so if we go checking this, you can see we're just missing this corner, and all of these have got these crosses through them because they don't have fuel or coolant. So we're getting there. As you can tell, well, as you could probably hear, I've got a bad throat. So I apologise for any coughing through the video, or clearing my throat that doesn't sound particularly healthy. I've got a sore throat, which does not want to go away. So, oh, there we go. See what I mean about the lag? So here we go. We've now got all the plates down. These boxes are the regulators, so they can go down afterwards. What I'm going to do now is put the fuel and coolant providers in place. So we're going to run along the top. Yeah, as you can see, that's half damaged already because I was being a bit slow in setting this up. So you have to be pretty quick in putting things down. At least in terms of the coils with the plating around them. On the top and the bottom it doesn't matter. But yeah, it does take... You have to be quite efficient at building this. Or you could build, I don't know, you could put all the coils down and then go back and just fill in the... not the coils, you could put all the plates down and then fill in the gaps. It's entirely up to you how you do this. I just found the way you saw me doing it to be the most efficient. Okay, so that's all the fuel. These will still be crossed, but all the fuels will now be missing. So we just go around and we just place the coolant underneath. Oh no, I don't want the coolant there. Ah, I did not make this easy on myself. Ha! Because I want the coolant to actually be right there. Oh, look at that. There's a corroded block because I missed it. Well, I did not make this easy for myself at all. God damn. Okay, I will struggle ahead and put all these coolants in place, and then I will be back. Okay, so we're back. As you can now see, that all of these have now gone green. I managed to run around and place all the coolant providers. As you can see, I had to dig out a nice little channel so I could actually get around. So we now need the pressure regulators. Here. Here, here, oh, here, and here. So that's now the pressure regulators in place, and finally the thermoregulators. Place that there, place that there, place that there, and place that there. Okay. So these are red because they've got no coolant in them, but that is now our fusion reactor. So what we can do is we can come along, we can plonk the lever, or not. We can. That was amazing. We can. Oh, I want to put a lever. There we go. Okay, so that's our on-off switch. Obviously, that's what a lever does. And we're just gonna turn it on. So they will all fill up with the same amount of fuel, like simultaneously, not fuel, steam. I'm just going to let that run, and I'm going to test out. I've got Buildcraft installed, obviously, because you saw me using thermal expansion last time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a wooden fluid pipe and a void fluid pipe. And then I'm going to get an autarctic gate. I haven't actually tested this, just so you're aware. So what I'm going to try and do is, well, this. Void the Okay, fluid in tank, energy pulse. So as you can see now, this void pipe, because steam currently has no use. I'm just going to say that right now. Steam has no use. I'm considering putting in a block that allows you to cool the steam back to water so you can pump it into the coolant suppliers. But for now, it's got no use. So this is probably your best method for now, is to just void it. So as you can see, all I've done is all typed at gate. If there is fluid in the tank, pulse, and it's pulsing. It won't show up because it's doing it so quickly every second. And it's just pumping the fluid into a void pipe and just deleting it. So this one back here, it's always been deleted. So that one's never going to fill up with steam. These ones, however, we're now on 2000. So we're climbing. We are climbing. Obviously, in a vanilla world, well, not a vanilla world, but in an actual world when you're using this reactor, you wouldn't want the reactor to fill with steam, so you would do something like void pipe it, or, as I said, if I had a coolant block or a solidifier, or I don't know, something that allows you to cool the steam back to water, you'd want to do that rather than, well, letting it build up to explosion rate. The likelihood is I will crash. We know fully well that in the last update video, we only had 2 explosions and the system went a bit nutty. We're going to have 2, 4, 7 simultaneously, 7 explosions, and I mean simultaneously. They're going to fill up at exactly the same rate and hit 8,000 at exactly the same time. So I'm just going to check the creative tab done, pressure regulator, plating, corrosion. Yep. Okay. So that's everything that's gone into this mod, the mod this week. Okay, cool. So that's just staying empty. Nice. So yeah, that's the update that's gone in this week. I will go ahead and sorry about that. I will go ahead. You probably just saw like the center of my screen because I'm a genius. What was I saying? Oh yeah, as you can now see, all of these have now gone red. That's because they're now over 4,000. So their capacity is now over half. So they're over half full. So the system sort of warns you about the fact. So if you look over here, these are now over half full. They're filling slowly. But yeah, so that's this week's update. I need to fix this GUI, obviously. The power bar, you can't really see it very much. Well, you can't see much of it. Just going to grab some water and some lava, and we'll see how it does. Just empty out my inventory a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we'll just stuff some coolant in the bottom down there. Fuel up there. This is directly behind me, so it's this block here. So as you can see, that's getting hot. I really hope that doesn't blow up. Okay, so see, this needs to be fixed. Your best bet for now, if you want to, well, you can still see them, you can still hover over them, but if you don't want this glitchy blue bit, your best bet is to, please don't blow up on me. Yeah, your best bet is to pump this power out into an MFSU or something. This is still getting hot. This is quite worrying, actually. I can't move forwards. There we go. Stop, please. That got quite high. That was slightly nerve-wracking, actually. Come on, game. There we go. Okay. So there's no coolant, so that's literally cooling 2 degrees a second. So that's going to take a while to slow. There we go. But this will now drain out. How are these fusion plates going? Not fusion plates, the regulators. There we go. Okay, so they're almost on 7,000. As you can see, the power's draining out, and this glitchy blue bit here will disappear. So our regulators are now almost on 7,000 millibuckets. They're getting close. There we go. Gone. Nice. So now all the power being produced is going into this. Just in case you don't have Whaler, that in-out thing at the top where it tells you how much power is coming in and how much is out, how much it can output. I am going to draw that somewhere in this GUI. As you can see, well, as you can obviously tell, it needs to be a bit changed for like this power bar. So, good God. So I will move, like, get that sorted out, and I'll also, as I said, put that in out EU production input output sorted, so that you can see them inside the block rather than having to have Whaler installed to see the sort of what they're doing. So here we go, lots of explosions. That explosion actually saved the reactor. Ha! The explosion, that wasn't a break in it. The explosion actually blew the lever off the top. So I'm just going to put the lever there. These are now 8,000. They should explode. But they won't because the system is breaking. So, okay, so you can't blow them all up simultaneously. Interesting. Because even with the lever being blown off, even if the lever hadn't been blown off, sorry, the coils are still destroyed. And because the coils are destroyed, this is no longer a valid reactor. Okay, so you only have to suffer the fate of one explosion even if all your pressure regulators fill up. You only have to suffer the fate of one explosion, so that's not too bad. Stick them back in there. That there. And that there. There we go. That's another explosion. So that was this one blowing up this time. So you do have a chance to fix the way of your error. You can, before you like activate it, you can run around and say, okay, that's full, pump steam out, pump steam out. So yeah, and that's the damage it did on an actual flatland. So it killed the pig. It took out my pipe because it was the one next to it that blew up. So it is big enough to take out the entire stretch, basically. So also quite a good way at mining. So yeah, this was the second update video of NuclearPower. This is the 31st of March release. So I will be putting this video up today, obviously, as well as the next release of the mod. As always, bug test, let me know if you find any issues with it. If you have any suggestions, if you want to make textures, because I know my textures are crap, feel free. If you have any suggestions for any additions to the fusion reactor, please let me know. If I don't get any, or even if I do, they'll go on the back burner because I'm now going to start on the next reactor. So in the next update video, which will be some point, probably next week, maybe the end of this week, but most likely next week, we should have a new reactor to play with. So that will be fun. So I'm MrrGingerNinja signing off. I hope you enjoyed this update video, and I hope you enjoy playing with the mod if you do go ahead and download it. As always, download links down below. Well, links in the description down below. So yeah, MrrGingerNinja, as I said before, signing off, and continue playing, and I hope you enjoy. Bye for now.